Hey guys, it's Kush here from the Hub. Just want to show you guys real quick how to use the Game Rusher website, how to get your mana coins for, the cheap and safe mana coins, the guys that sponsor the videos every now and again. So like I said, usually is the first link in the description down below. So you would click on GameRusher.com. Since it's for Madden, as you can see, they have more things available here, but we're going to go to NFL 21. They have PC, PS4, Xbox One coins. We're going to go over to Xbox One, add that to cart. And when you go into checkout, this is where the discount code comes in. You would enter the discount code HUBHUB for that 6% discount. You apply the coupon. You could see it is right there. And then bam, select your way to pay. And that's it. So what's happening, Giants fans? It's Kush back out again with another reaction video. Excuse me, I just belched randomly out of nowhere. The Giants just won against the Washington football team, giving us our second win of the season. We're now 2-7, and there's a few takeaways from this game. You know what I'm saying? This is a win that's honestly, it reminds me so much against the first win. The first win against Washington of the season, where it's like, I don't know how to feel about it. It's not a win that I'm comfortable with by any stretch of the imagination, but it is still a win. We're still up now, better than we were before, yesterday. So, but there's so many things that make me uncomfortable with this win, and let me just get the negatives out of the way, because that's honestly what's been on my mind since essentially the game finished, since the stream finished. Let's talk about that, right? So, Daniel Jones was good this game. He was average. He was okay. But same mistakes that cost us the game against Tampa Bay. I said it even in my reaction against Tampa Bay. We've seen these mistakes all year. It's just that during that game, they really bit us in the butt. But these are mistakes that have yet to be improved. The biggest one being staring down his receivers. He still stared down a couple of his receivers today. He was still staring down his first read. And this led me to question whether or not he was staring down Evan Ingram so much, which is why he was targeting him so much, or Jason Garrett was just game planning to the tight end that much. And I'll get into Evan Ingram, but that it makes me wonder, is Jason Garrett planning the games and calling plays so that the tight end is the guy who gets the ball? Because Evan Ingram really got a lot of targets today. Sterling Shepard had a moderate amount. Darius Slayton was not really utilized that much at all. I'm not sure whether it was because Darius Slayton is only being planned to be used on deep routes, because when it came to short and medium routes, he was absolutely missing. And even then, the Giants didn't really take that many deep shots today. But it makes me wonder, are we really, is the team's success really going to be that determined by the success of the tight end position? Because that's what it's looking like. You know what I'm saying? And because Evan Ingram, he's completely on the negative list for me. He made a couple of plays. He had that touchdown catch where he mean-mugged the air afterwards, and that was about it. He had a couple of okay catches throughout the game, but the big one, once again, when it comes down into clutch time, when it comes down to when it matters most, Evan Ingram dropped the pass that was such a parallel thing to Philadelphia. Perfectly put pass. Evan Ingram should have caught it. He got his hands on it and he dropped it. This game, it was literally put into the numbers. The ball went through his hands, bounced off the bottom of his helmet, so like the chin part of his helmet and the top of his chest, and then fell down into the ground. Not to mention that one play, once again, Evan Ingram is like single-handedly responsible for probably half of DJ's picks this year. Luckily, this was called back because the ball was dropped, but Ingram was bobbling a pass earlier in the game that ended up being picked off by, I think it was Olsen Pierre, the number 54 linebacker for the Washington football team. That was called back because the ball touched the ground, but Evan Ingram's just messing up all over the place. He's messing up with that catch. He can't keep his hands on the ball, ends up in the enemy's hands. This play right here, he catches that ball. The Giants win the game a lot more easily. We're in enemy territory. I think that was a third down, so we get the first down. We get a little bit more time to run the clock off. We could either kick a field goal, go for a touchdown. Just sets us up nice and smoothly. He's very lucky, and the offense is very lucky that the defense bailed us out again. Speaking of the offense, though, since I'm focusing on the negatives, really the only real negatives this game were on the offensive end. It was that DJ's continuing his mistakes, and honestly, I'm beginning to think he's more of a game manager, which is fine. I have no problem if DJ is the guy that the Giants put their faith in, and he's a game manager. You could build around a game manager. Alex Smith built his career on being a game manager. Whether or not you can win a Super Bowl with that, I don't know. There has been game managers that win Super Bowls, but then the defense has to be really at an elite level. So Jason Garrett, other than I'm confused as to why he's planning for the tight end so much, had a good game play calling. Wayne Gallman had a fantastic game. Today, Wayne Gallman, since the Eagles game, has essentially been running hard. He's been punching through the holes, and he's been hitting them really hard. Wayne Gallman just looked good today. I don't know his stats off the top of my head. In fact, I'll pull them up right now since I'm on the computer anyway. But Wayne Gallman and Alfred Morris as well, with just a day of rushing today was just really good. Let me pull that up. Wayne Gallman stats. I forgot to type in stats. So today against Washington, he had 14 carries for 68 yards. That was 4.9 yards a carry, 1 rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. I didn't even realize Gallman had a receiving touchdown today. There you go. The man was all over the field. Alfred Morris, 9 carries for 67 yards, 7.4 average right there. We just had a really good game on the ground. Sterling Shepard had an end around that went for 18 yards. Dion Lewis was 3 or 5. I don't know why we weren't using him a bit more in the receiving game. But we had a really good game rushing. Austin Mack actually led the team in receiving, 4 receptions, 72 yards. He had that one really deep pass that I think was a 50-yard reception. Nice showing from Austin Mack. I still think we should have ran 5 wide receivers because Corey Coleman and Dion Lewis were eligible to be elevated. That was not what happened. And now let's get on to the defensive side where the majority of the positives is. And just like last game, the defense bailed us out and the defense won us that game. Last time it was Tay Crowder, who I think should be eligible to come back now. He got that fumble recovery for a touchdown. Tay Crowder won us that game. This time it was Logan Ryan. But in general, the defense had 5 turnovers today, and shout out to everybody that got the turnover. Logan Ryan with the pick that won the game. Jabril Peppers with right before that got a pick, and then before that was Blake Martinez who also got a pick. That my guy Blake Martinez, and then we had 2 fumble recoveries. The very first defensive play of the game, they got a fumble from Antonio Gibson. Now, it was sloppy, and honestly, that was embarrassing that it took them so long to get that fumble, but they did get it. And then on the special teams, there was a fumble as well. I'm not getting here who recovered it because Google does not show you that stats. Whatever the case is, the Giants had 5 turnovers. Amazing day by the defense, but we only won by 3 points, and that's really telling of the kind of team that we are. To have 5 turnovers, to recover 5 turnovers, I should say, and have 0 turnovers on the offensive end, but still somehow win by just 3 points. And honestly, it was a gifted win, just like it was last week. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Allen went out. Prayers up to Kyle Allen. That was not a dirty play. I just want to bring that up. Jabril Peppers was literally mid-air. He couldn't control how he landed. He couldn't control what direction he was going in. But prayers up to Kyle Allen. In this game, I mean, what does this mean for the Giants? I don't know. As you guys could tell, I'm not particularly excited by it. Just because I look at it and I'm like, a win is a win. Yes. I'm happy that we got a win. Yes. Don't let that fool you. I'm not particularly excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm not particularly excited by this win because so many caveats that come with it. The defense, amazing day, but there were times where they were really needed to abandon the bend don't break. Abandon the bend not break mentality. There were times that Terry McLaurin touchdown where there was 3 dudes around him, nobody could get a tackle on him. On that last drive before Alex Smith threw the pick to Jabril Peppers, that Washington offense was moving. And we couldn't tackle or we couldn't get in coverage to save our life because they were in that bend, don't break mentality. Now, we did get the turnovers. Admittedly so, we get the turnovers, right? But it's not going to always happen like that. You're not always going to go up against a team and have 5 turnovers. Don't let this, distract you from the fact that Washington entering this game was the, I think, 31st ranked offense in the league. And that was with Kyle Allen. And then Alex Smith stepped in, who at this point in his career is worse than Kyle Allen. So, of course, that only helped us out. There's a lot of caveats that come with this win, and while I'm happy for it, I'm not particularly excited for it. Things need to be fixed. DJ still needs to not stare down his wide receivers. Goddamn, Joe Judge needs to run into a game with 5 wide receivers because we actually have the amount of receivers on the team to run in with 5 wide receivers. We're just not doing it. Evan Ingram, in my opinion, should be benched. I mean, we're out here punishing guys like Golden Tate for off-the-field stuff. Andrew Thomas, he was benched after his late meeting. And even today, I don't know why, but they benched him a couple of times from Matt Peart at left tackle. It seems like we're doing that to everybody but Evan Ingram, who has cost us the Eagles game, almost cost us this game, has caused turnovers to happen. I'm not sure why we aren't at the very least switching him in and out with Caden Smith a bit more. If you don't want to outright bench him, just switch him out with Caden Smith a bit more. You know what I'm saying? Austin Mack is definitely going to start next game based off of this performance this game. And that's really all my thoughts on what happened today. I'm happy we got the win. I know some fans are gonna be completely excited because they're like, hey, we're 2-7, but we're now like what, 1.5 games out of division. Let me pull this up right now. We are, yeah, I want to say 1.5 game out of division because we're 2-7. We're sitting at the bottom of the NFC East. The Cowboys are 2-6. They're about to be 2-7 because they're playing the Steelers. Washington is now 2-6 after that loss. And who do the Eagles play? Let me check. Let me click on the Eagles schedule. The Eagles play us next week. They're coming off the bye week and they play us next week. So there's something to be said there. I'm not gonna say it though. That's my thoughts and kind of reaction on the game. Let me know what you guys think. I'll put your comments down below and I'm out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch y'all in the next one.